Hey there, it's Trisha with Easy E-mini Trade, and I'm just going to give you a few quick examples of a couple of the advanced entry techniques. Look at CL this morning. It's not a time that I generally trade, but I just want to give you some examples. If you want more info, the webinar's tonight at 4:30. So tonight, Thursday, April 5th at 4:30, you want more info, just go to my site and click on the upcoming webinar information tab. So like I said, I'm going to give you some examples from times that I don't trade CL. I mean, this is last night at like 10 o'clock. But I thought it was a good chart to show you some of these little 40-point areas on this double stochastic, and I'll go over all the setups, the settings in complete detail tonight during the webinar. But just a couple examples. So this we call a little dipsy doodle right here, where our green line here comes down and then comes back up and almost kisses the red line there. And you'll notice right when that's happening here, we have some divergence on price. So if this was at, let's say, a strong resistance area, this would be a nice spot to take a short. And then obviously, you have support below you in the way of yesterday's high. That's what that green line right here is. Then this is 50% retracement area. The dotted line here, the yellow line is yesterday's close. And then I've got a 90 EMA in yellow and a 200 in red. And then this is just another super trend stop on here from a higher time frame. I'll go over more of that tonight as well. So anyway, so this is what we call a little dipsy doodle. So if you see that and you're getting a slinky, let's say, that's a good indication of high probability that it's going to follow through. Another way that you could take that is right here when we do get closed below the super trend stop, that yellow squares right there, right when I get the red bars. So I have my bars colored based on being above or below the super trend stop. So let's say that we were getting a slinky set up and this was just occurring here. I mean, that's a pretty high probability that it's going to work out, down to the next area of support. Even here, taking this, this does agree for a short. I'm not using a filter chart, generally pre-market. When taking entries off a smaller chart, but just for the sake of explanation, you could take that and then support would be down here at the 200. Anytime you take an entry in between the 90 EMA and the 200 EMA, if there's some space there, generally price is going to get stuck there at least temporarily. So another example here of an advanced entry technique is you'll notice here we have that space between the two stochastics, and here and here. So generally when you see that, you can look for a slinky opportunity, or in this case here, you'll see it's retracing up to resistance right here of yesterday's close and the 90 EMA. So that would be a good spot to take a short off of, right? You're at resistance and you got this 40 points worth of space. So generally, as I've said before, what will happen is in order for price, basically in order for this green line to find its way to the red line, or the red up to the green, however you want to look at it, price is going to have to move lower, or what you'll find is price will go sideways until they catch up. So in this instance here, if you were to short off this resistance area, you have a swing low over here, so you can use that general area as your first target. Or if you use floor trader pivots, or if you mark support resistance on your charts, or you're using a volume at price indicator, whatever you like to use. Just a heads up, you're at resistance, you got 40 points worth of space, and you can take the pullback, especially if you have a strong move happening. Like here, obviously we're moving lower, and you get this 40 points worth of space here. This actually retraces up to this area here that was holding as resistance right here. If you draw a line, you'll see, I'm going to go over like this. So you have this swing low right here, Then this area is holding as a resistance area, still holding as a resistance area, and you got that 40 points worth of space. So you could go ahead and take that as long as you have a good idea of where it's heading. And same here, retracement, again, up to an area that is holding right here as resistance, general area of support here, retraces. You could use a super trend stop, a retracement to the super trend stop, whatever you're comfortable with. But in this case, retraces, you got your 40 points worth of space. Now you can, a couple ways you can enter that. I've got a much smaller super trend on here. You'll see the little pink and white dashes. You can enter in under that, or if you want to be aggressive, you just enter in as soon as it comes off resistance. So I'll go over a little bit more on that during this afternoon's webinar. So I hope you find that helpful. I'll go over the settings. I'll go over everything. So if you have any questions, you're certainly welcome to send me an email, and I hope you have a fantastic day.